Okay, we are in Sifhei. Yes? Meliach she'enu yochol le'achol machmas mocho, something that is salted, and it's salted so much that it's unedible to eat the way it is. Dahainu ke'ein meliach shemolchim l'kederim, that's the amount of salt that you salt if you want to kasher it in order to cook it. V'shah k'dei melicha, and it sat in the salt the amount of time that it sat in the time that you have to kasher when you salt something. How long is that? So in Simon Samach Tes, it says over here, in Samach Tes Vav, the time that has to sit in the salt is not less than the time it takes to walk a meal, which is approximately a third of an hour, which is 20 minutes. And the Shach writes over here, minus a 30th of an hour. 30th of an hour is 2 minutes, 20 minus 2 is 18 minutes. Fine, Seder. And it's sat in the salt for 18 minutes, right? Kozman shalohidicho is until you wash it off. Mikri ein nechol machmas mocha, that's considered it's not edible because of the salt. So again, something that is salted enough that's how much you salt the kasher. And it's out in the salt for 18 minutes. Then there's a look of something which is salted. I'm continuing in the Machaber. I'm skipping the Ramah. Umeliach ke'ein meliach sheboi leil urcha. If it's salted the way they salt it for the roads, and it has to be preserved for a while. Afilu la'achar she'edichu, even if you wash it off, it doesn't get all the salt out. Havi eino nechol machas mocha, it's still considered unedible to eat the way it is. Unless you soak it in water, dino karosech has a halacha of something which is hot, less or kedei klipa, and asers kedei klipa. Ve'en chilek bein meliach elyon v'tofel tachton, doesn't matter if the salted thing is on the top and the non-salted is on the bottom. The meliach tachton v'tofel elyon, or vice versa. L'olam he meliach me'avliya b'tofel, the salted one gives taste into the tofel, kedei klipa, ve'en aboleh men, it doesn't absorb from it. Hilkoch, therefore, basar v'gvina hamaluchim, meat that's salted and cheese that's salted. Shenagu bo v'zeh b'zeh, they're both salted, each gives into the other one. Tzorach liklab shneim, you have to take off a cleap of both of them. Makom negiyosim, where they touched. V'm'echon mehem maluach v'sheni tofel, and one is salted and one is not salted. Hamaliach mutter, that which is salted is mutter, because the non-salted one doesn't give a taste into the other one. It's mutter b'adoch, you have to wash it off. A tofel tzorach klipa, and a non-salted one has to have klipa because they got it from the salted one. Again, skipping the Ramah. V'im hem yiveshim, if they're dry, afil hem meluchim, even though they're salted. Because it has to be salted, it also has to give off, it's like sweat, give us some moisture. So if it's totally dry, even though it's salted, olachim, but it's wet, below machem as malicha, it got wet from something else, right? Sagi b'adoch, it's enough if you wash it off. It has to be salted and moist from the salt. Again, siv vav. Where do we say it only asks a kedei klipa? It's where none of them is fatty. Shem hoisa shmeina, if it's fatty, right? Kula asura, it's all asur because the taste goes into the whole thing. V'chein chaver to asura, and then the other piece is also asur. Kula, the whole thing is asur. Meshashum mefeh is mefapeya. It's like they're both fatty. That what?
What's the exact definition of mefapeya?
It permeates in. What? It goes okay, into the other. Let's go back and now do the Ramahs. Okay? First Ramah in Sifhei. V'yesh omrim, and some say, la'achesh yishar melacha shir melicha, if you keep it in the salt, the 18 minutes, lo merkri achakach roseach, it's not called roseach. It conks out the salt. Now you realize, if you take the kula of the Machaber and the kula of the Ramah, you just did away with the whole halacha. Because the Machaber says it's not salty until it sits 18 minutes. And the Ramah says it sits 18 minutes, it conks out. What does what mean?
Like it's cooking and it's
No, there's no heat here. It's you salt a piece of meat here. Okay? So the Machaber holds it's just not salted until it sinks in, 18 minutes. And the Ramah holds it conks out after 18 minutes. So you take the two together, that's it. Ulitzarach gadol, if it's a great necessity, you could go in behev simur, it's a great loss. And it's also, ulitzarach sudas mitzvah, then you can make on the mekilim after 18 minutes. Ava balachi, without this, b'avachi ein lahakal, quite can't be make at all. Period. Next. Afilo nimlach abasi mishnei tzarav, even though it wasn't salted on both sides. Rak mitzad echad, even though it was salted on one side only. Kol shenimlach melicha she'en lecha machas. As long as it's salted so much you can't eat it, mechsher resek, it's like it's in quotation marks hot. Ava kol shelo nimlach kol kach. Anything that wasn't salted so much, mechshav tzonam, it's considered cold, means it doesn't give off taste. Afilo nimlach mishnei tzarav, even though it's salted on both sides. Now the point is, I really don't manano to how many sides it was salted on. The only thing that's manano tanu is how salty is it. And if it's salted a lot, then it's salted even though it was only salted on one side. And if it's not that much salt, it doesn't matter even if it's salted on both sides. V'yesh omrim, danan ein b'kiyim b'davar. We don't know how much salt it is salted. V'yesh lanu l'achshav afilu milichatzli. How much you salt it, when you want to roast it. So you don't kasher through soaking and salting. You want to kasher like they kasher livers. You can kasher meat that way also. Salt and put it on a flame, right? They there need a lot less salt. That's also roseach. The tov lahachmir makam hayden shein hefsim. It's good to be machmir. This amount of salt is also salty, unless it's great loss. That is Ramah number 1. Let's go to Ramah number 2 here.
If it's a great loss, then it's not good to be machmir.
Then you shouldn't be machmir. I mean, if you want to be personally machmir, it's not going to somebody else. It's one thing. For your rabbi, you don't have to be machmir for other people. And if you want to be frum and it's going to cause a big pain in the neck for your wife, don't do it either. Right? That's what they always say. Worry about the other guy's olam hazeh and worry about your olam haba. Haggah. Look, there is a Torah's chatos. It says, whenever it says in Shulchan Aruch that something is mutter behefse meruba, it means it's really mutter or just milag lahachir. It's not that. It's really asir, but we'll make it. He says, no, when I say it's mutter, but this means it's really mutter. Just if no other reason, it should be machmir. Also, there's a piece of tshuva nechos treifus. What hefse meruba is subjective. As how rich the guy is, how poor they are. It's not like, X amount of money. Haggah, v'yesh omrin de b'chol malicha honor misharim b'sav. Some saying all salted, we need klippos on nothing, you need shishim against it. Because we don't know what's fatty. V'ayin l'kamon simu kofei ketzah nogin. Period. V'ha, next point. V'ha de tar meluach v'tamei tafa. That which, if the thing which is kosher is salty. So the taste it gives in the other one is kosher. V'tafel tamei, the not kosher one is not salted, so but it doesn't give taste, everything's mutter. Hainu shatame yavesh, that's where the tame one is dry. Aval imutz davar tzolol, if it's a liquid, right, which isn't kosher, right, then, even though it's not salted, neser atar, that which is tar, kosher becomes also. The achash eno necho machmas mocho, since the Torah is not edible, it doesn't pull out of the other piece, it pulls out of liquids. Boleh yisushet, so it's boleh that's next to it. And shneim asurim means, it's not this case, it's talking about where it's like basar and chalav, right? So if the basar is salted and the chalav is not, so the basar gives into the chalav, and then since the chalav is a liquid, the salted one pulls it out. Everything's also. V'davka shatar lach ksat, it's only if the Torah which is salted a little bit moist. Avumuyavich is totally dry. Legami ain't boleh, it's not boleh midor b'lachshe. It's not from liquid that's next to it. Ramah number 3. Haggah. Call tzir mibasesh nimlach. Any tzir is what drips out, the liquid that drips out when you salt a piece of meat. Or it doesn't be fish. What? Brine, that's it. And all brine mibasesh nimlach that comes from meat that was salted. Afilo nimlach rak tzli, even though it's salted a little bit that you need in order to kasher with sleep. It's considered like it's hot, even though the piece isn't hot. If the tzir fell on cheese, so ala kli oser, it asers. Afilu b'makam she'ena bas, even though the meat wouldn't aser, but the tzir asers. The lo nechshav roser, if the meat isn't salted up to be hot, but mikol makom atzir chashav eno nechal smacha. Smacha, what drips out is not considered not edible because of the salt. Period. V'tzir shal basar she'oser. Tzir of basar that aser shenafal al kli, that falls on a kli. Tzorach hagol. You have to kasher the kli. V'im kli cheres, and if it's cheres you can't kasher. Tzorach shvi, you have to break it. V'im lo nafal rak al mokom echad. It only fell on one spot of the kli, and it's a kli 8. It only asks kedei klibo kedot sebo kolef mekamo v'daya. So you just can scrape off that part and take off a klipa, and it'll be okay. Period. Okay, with all that in mind, let's now go to the shach. Yud Aleph. What did the Machaber write? That it has to sit in the salt for 18 minutes before it's quote-unquote hot. Dainu, ha-Machaber sober Quran, shevi beis Yosef l'psak halacha. Dainu, k'shishor shir malucha, when it sits after 18 minutes, the k'tero havirus there. Then it's like it's hot. When Mekami Hachi, before this though it's not. Bottom before B'dvar B'simen Samach Tes. Siv Chof. Dafilu Mekami Hachi Haveroseach. Even before that it's hot. Uksas Mashu Shom Da'achar Shishor Shir Melucha Lo Haveroseach. Afterwards it comes out. He sells himself. Biduk HaFuch, right? So Chlomar, the Shani Hosim. There it's different. The Arab Yisra Dam. It's talking about your kashin to get the blood out. Hilkoch Hadam V'Melech Roschim Heim B'Shas Micha. The salt and the blood are quote-unquote hot because it's already actively pulling the blood out. When it drips out. But after the 18 minutes, it's no longer hot. The melech conked out. It pulled out all the blood. Here, we're talking about not kashering. Isur basar b'vina. We're talking about basar b'chalav. The whole kam the low nimlach kogan until it was salted properly, and a basar roseach. It's not like it's hot. Avok sheshor shir melucha. If it sat there in 18 minutes, niachshav roseach, it's considered hot. Shelo pasak koach hamelach. The koach of the salt didn't conk out. Shelo polach it didn't pull anything out. The vadi arik shekfar nimlach habas. It's talking about the meat was already kasher. Hudach and washed off. You have to wash off. Continue like it's halacha. If that weren't the case, forget about basar b'chalav, the blood. Ella was already kashered. Let's stop right here. So basically he says, the Machaber writes here that the first 18 minutes it's not like it's hot, after 18 minutes it is like it's hot. Milchas Milchas says the other way around. So he says, if you're salting it to get the blood out, it's actively working right away, it's hot right away. And then, since it works so hard for 18 minutes and pull the blood out, it conks out. But here it's talking about that it's not pulling any blood out. It was already kosher before. So it takes 18 minutes to quote-unquote warm up and get its power, and then it doesn't conk out because it didn't pull anything out. Now, I'm going to skip for 1 second. Please look at the end of the shach.
I just salted meat for taste, and then the cooler ran over here with
Wait, so just a drop. It's not called salted. That's the reason. So then,
and the cooler ran over wouldn't.
he's talking in the Machaber right now, okay? Now, if you look at the last, let me forget. Let me just go the way it is. Let's forget it right now, okay? Now he writes, Varav Bago, right? Second from last skinny line here. My print over. You know we're up to, okay? Varav Bago, the Ramah, Mashma din basur gvina, he equates basur and gvina al isur dam, right? Because he says that if first 18 minutes it is hot and then it conks out by basur and gvina as well, unlike the Machaber. The Ramah is following the Trumas Hadeshin. And I have what to say about this Trumas Hadeshin. Okay, no saying, therefore, I have to, you're forced to, what I'm forced to do is, so I'm going to give a synopsis of the Trumas Hadeshin, and then to respond what I think. If he has died to what I think, because that's the source of the Ramah. V'nei. Trumas Hadeshin Kosav, it says in Trumas Hadeshin, Sha'alu, they ask him, Al Shebisudas Bris Milah, they're preparing a suit of a Bris Milah. Mochu Basar, they salted a lot of meat to kasher, b'kliyach, and one kli. And then Mochu Gam Klein, b'kliyach, on another kli, they salted avozos, ducks. So one kli is all the salted meat, another kli is all the salted ducks. L'chora, to take out the blood, l'chora, okay? The achar shisho hakol shir melicha, and after the whole thing sat for 18 minutes, v'yoster anymore, lachu v'irvu kol basar im avozos. He took all the meat and all the ducks, they put it all together, and in one big kli. V'hafcha hakol milamala lamata lamata mata. Then they took kli and turned it upside down a few times, right? Ad shenaga hakol zebuz. Every piece of meat touched every piece of duck. Okay, everything touched everything else. V'nimsa acher, and afterwards, crisis, she'avza achas hoysa treif. One of the ducks came out being treif. Ve'ein samach afilu neged avza achas. There's no shishim against it. Ve'eshiv, and the Truma session paskins, v'esh la'atiro b'chiyah gavna, you can be merk in this case, behevsid meruba, and sudas mitzvah, which is bris milah. Ki atosus or rosh kosu v'perakol abosel l'chad shinuya, da'achar shir melicha kvar pasa koach hamelach. First of all, after 18 minutes it conks out. Came and she hiflit kol adan, because all the blood came out. Remember, v'chein kosav asmag. This is the smag, right? The same thing. The tam hoganu. It makes sense. After 18 minutes it conks out. Avo, that's what the smag and the Tosin and Rush say. Problem is, avo b'sefer atrum b'shari duvar zura kosvu. The basar v'ina meluchim shnagu zeh bozeh afilu la'achar shir melicha, even after shir melicha is asurim. So there's a theory here. Some Rishonim say it's conks out, and some Rishonim say it doesn't conk out. V'dochik lachalek, and don't give me the following answer. Davka hamelech atzmo toshikocha, the salt conks out. Avo guva chaticha atzmo, the actual piece that was salted, he rosachas la'olam, it stays hot. If that's the case, I have a kashma maramocha. My makshim har rosh v'asmag. What do the rosh and the smag ask? Miyonish enafel lekutach. The piece of pigeon, I guess, kosher piece of pigeon fell into kutach is a salted milchik dip. The isa b'shas the ima kutach nimlach kogan. If it's salted properly, sheyona asura, this yona is also. It's not longer than 18 minutes. It was salted days ago. So, umitartzim. What do they answer? The shani hasam. There, it's different than melech lo pasak kocha. The salt didn't conk out. Mishlo palak klum. It didn't pull any blood out. Habalav. Right, that's what they answer. Habalav hachi. What is their question? According to your shtickle Torah, between the salt and things like it's salted, there's no question anyway. Lo kasha midi. That's the thing that's actually also, not the salt. Ella vadai, Ella, that's not a good name. Vadai, pligi, hanach onim adori. There's a machlokas we shown him here on this point, whether it comes out after 18 minutes or not. Ella shekasha says the Trumas Hadesh and shekasha. There's a steer in the smag. The smag gufa who holds that what it comes out. Guf he himself writes. Sefer Truma. He also writes another, but it's like a Sefer Truma. Hakaman, the smag gufa lo spirit lam hagahu. It's not a good reason. And he himself said it was a good reason that conks out. Steer and smag. Lakach nira difference have a machlokas rishonim. De'ain lahakel ele besudas mitzvah. You can only make a besudas mitzvah. Have some meruba. The kasha gam kain l'saber divrei at Sefer Truma v'siato. It's hard to figure out exactly what that shita means that it doesn't conk out. Ad kan devara b'kots. Ad kan synopsis of the Trumas HaDeshen. Now, what kids he has a machlokas, we show him whether it conks out, and therefore it's only be makel after in a hefsim ruba and sudas mitzvah.
If it conks out, even if it conks out, what does it matter? Isn't it? If it's not, there's no shishim against the treif.
But it wasn't boleh anything.
So you don't know which one it is.
But it doesn't matter. Everything's mutter.
Why?
Because everything's ice cold here.
Saying you have like this like pot full of meat and duck.
Cut, right, salted meat, and everything's raw. Nothing was cooked.
Ducks is treif, and you don't have shishim against it.
Whoa! So, halacha is that you want? No, they know. One
Do you know
minute.
which one it was?
Apparently, I guess they know which one it is. That's no, we're not discussing which is the puzzle. We're talking about the blias over here.
So they know that this is the treif.
Right. Okay. You found a broken bone in it, a certain broken, whatever. Okay. Also, it's min b'mino. Look, he's worried about the meat. The meat is, you know what's meat and what's duck.
Yeah.
No, I think they know which it is. Anyway, the ducks would be botochad tray because it's min b'mino. Right? Yovish b'yovish. Okay. Umarshal parakolabasar hisigolov. Marshal argues, Diesh chalek ben guva chaticha lamelach. But what the Trumas didn't want to say, the Marshal buys it. The soul conks out, not the actual piece that was salted. Vishev kushios, and he answered whatever would bother the Trumas Hadeshin. V'yotze b'kvosov achar v'bach. The Bach follows the Marshal. Udvreim d'chukim gashira ma'ayin. And what they say is very schwer. Just look carefully what's written there. Gam b'lam hochi. Then he says, forget about it. It works without when the Marmakomos ain't svara klal l'chalik. Doesn't make any sense in svara. Shema melech ain't a korosek. The salt can't get out. Why should the piece that was salted be roseach, the thing that made the roseach conked out? So there now he says, he doesn't like that answer. Avol hanir lafinas daiti. Says the Shalachi now his own opinion. B'mashmos haposkim telo amina shapasa koach hamelech el hechet hifli dam. What we said originally, that salt only conks out when it pulls out blood. Ki derech hamelech la'afit dam, the derech hamelech is to pull out blood. V'lo shar, there are no other things. Hilkach, sefer truma v'siato, say it doesn't conk out. Demari b'basar b'gvina, misur basar b'chalav. V'lo misur dam was already kasher before it. V'lo pasak koach hamelech, and chol didn't conk out. V'lo hiflit klum, it didn't take anything out. Pshita da'achar shir melicha chashiv roseach. After the 18 minutes, it's called roseach. V'chein kazi b'isur b'heter, the basar kasher shamachu b'kosher, because they salted. Hamelech la'olam b'tokvo, the salt always has its power. Though hiflit davar, it didn't take anything out because it was already kosher beforehand. Ayin sham. V'hainu dekosavu harash v'asmag. The bekutach lo pasak koach hamel. In kutach, with a piece of pigeon fell and it didn't conk out. Shlo palakum didn't play anything out. Ze nira be'enai bar. In other words, the Russian, those who were makers talking about koshering, it's blood and that's why it conks out. And Shreif HaTrum Yisiyat was talking about you're not koshering. Asher, what?
What gives the salt? What does it give it to pull out? If
Pulls
water
out
touches
blood.
Salt, and the salt absorbs the water, and then it's being technically used.
Whoa, I don't understand.
Absorb the blood already.
And now it pulls the blood out. It doesn't only absorb it, it drips out of it. It causes it to drip out. It drips out of the thing. That's why you can't have it in it has to be in a place where the blood can drip out.
Right.
It pulls it out, doesn't it? It's to absorb it.
But then once it finishes its absorption powers,
And pulling out powers, it conks out.
so wouldn't it do that by any liquid? That's in contact with any liquid for 18 minutes? Why does it make a difference if it's kuta or blood?
No, because he says in other things, other food items, not where there's no blood, it doesn't conk out. It doesn't do anything. It sits there and relax. One works, it conks out after 18 minutes. One relaxes, so it doesn't conk out. You only get the cells worked up after 18 minutes. If you work right away, you wake up. If you sit down and relax, you only wake up after 18 minutes. And you don't conk out. Okay? That's what appears to my eyes. Clear? Ashir lefi, according to this, is no machlokas. Lo pliga gonim adori. The gonim don't argue. Because one's talking about pulling out blood, one is not. Gam diri asmag mushavim. Shenim soshim zeh. There's no steer in the smag. One place he says it conks out as it's pulling out blood. The other place he says where he's machmir, it's where he doesn't pull out blood. V'chein diri atur. That's what it's shot in the tour. V'tzafti dover zeh, and I said a guy said a shiklali on this. I said this over. I told it over to my father. B'shar gedoli hamorim, the other great poskim. V'nasnu minasnu b'davar. There's a whole talmud about the shiklali. The scheme of the dvar, and they said I was right. Ulefizeh, says the shach, based on my shtickle Torah, hayanir la'atir, we should be makel afilu shlo b'makom hefsim ruba, even though it's not hefsim ruba, and it's sudas mitzvah, right? It should come out that what was the case there with the bris milah? It was the blood from koshering, right? So it should come out according to my shtickle Torah. It's mutter. Forget about bris milah. It's mutter because it conked out after 18 minutes. Against the Trumas Hadesh is going to be makel because sudas mitzvah and hefsim ruba. Just forget about that. No hefsid, right? and no sudas mitzvah, right? It doesn't matter. It conked out. The whole thing there was from kashering. But that's what's come out up to now in the Shtickle Torah. But to me, Divrei Ashara poskim, but I have other makoros that it's also. Gabi Maisa de Rashi. Okay, we learned Simon Samach test towards the end. Maisa Rashi is the following. It happened in Rashi's house, but it's called Maisa de Rashi. What happens after you salt it for 18 minutes? You're supposed to wash it off. Okay. In Rashi's house, apparently they took the meat after 18 minutes, didn't wash it off, and then they put it in a kli, and it was sitting in a puddle of red liquid, right? So the question is this blood, because there's red liquid after 18 minutes, or no, it's like petal or something. It's red juice, but not that, right? Okay? Tomato juice. No, it's from the chicken, but it doesn't. It's not. Can you give me 2 minutes here? Oh, right now, I'll tell you, it doesn't have chaloshin blood anymore. Okay. Now, so it says there, if you look in that sugya there, right, over there, so they basically said it's not blood anymore. So it says, Ach midivri shara poskin gabi ma'aseh derashi mashma leheja tafilu gabi dam, even by blood. Lo armina de pasakoch hamelach lachar sheshar shir melicha. It seems to be in that sugya that if it would be blood, they'd worry about the salt putting the taste in. You see, they hold against everybody before it doesn't conk out. L'chach kosav haragba gos smak. The Riva Omer, the Riva says that Tzira Yotzim min Basar Achar Shir Melicha, what drips out of the meat after Shir Melicha, and a love din dam roser, it doesn't have a halach of hot blood because it's no longer blood. Avayesh love din basar, it's a din of hot meat, fleishiks. Lesser agvinus asher nafat tzir love. So this red juice would drip on a cheese. No problem of blood. It's problem of basar b'chalav because it's still hot. Rotzalamar da'aftach hashir melicha nechshav roseach eladein olav din dam. Even though afterwards it's hot, still hot, it doesn't have a din of dam. Kim d'shashir melicha, since it already sat in the salt 18 minutes. Yosek kvar kol dama, all the blood came out. Chaynu ba'goshari duras sov simin yadalit. Okay, so it comes out. According to my Hoshtikal Torah, it should be moved without the I'd have some ruba. The problem is in the other Maramachim. I said the Rashi, the Rishonim hold that it doesn't come out even by blood. Therefore, Hilkoch Havu de Lo Sifalo. This is a phrase in the end of Perikol and Shboim in Shavuos, like I think on Mem Ches. Don't add on to the Kula. Here's Mekel Hefsim Ruba Suda Smith Adkan. And the other is based on his Marmakomos, I'd say it's mutter. And based on the other Marmakomos, there's a problem here. Therefore, Adkan is a heter and no longer. Okay? So basically, his whole cheshbon, he has arguments with it, but the mice he comes out with the exact same psak. Period. Now, after this is all done and over, this is after 18 minutes. Miu besoch shir melicha. In shir melicha, in the first 18 minutes. So the Mechaber said there's no problem, right? And the Ramah says, no, Dafka, that's where is the problem. Within the 18 minutes, lo olam also, it's always osir. Afilu behevsim rub b'sudas mitzvah. Even if it's lost, big loss in sudas mitzvah. The Mechaber is Mekel. Mechaber, if you remember, the beginning of the Shach, he's based on a rod. All the poskim hold with even the first 18 minutes it's roseach. Varan yochid hu legaway. Ran is a das yochid. V'gam kvar docha rashpa b'mishperes habayis svar azu b'shtei yodayim. He also says this rod is wrong. Okay. So what comes out after the whole thing? In the first 18 minutes, forget about it always, whether it's dam or anything else. After the first 18 minutes, so. By other things, it's mamish oser. And by dam, it's a machlokas whether it conks out, right? And therefore, you can be makel only have some ruba and sudas mitzvah. Okay, there is a brisker vort here. It's not here, it's in Hilchos Melicha, okay? It's not here. Now, it has to do how you understand Maisa de Rashi. When you learn Melicha, there are rayas pro and con against this. You have to be a brisker to understand this, because any, let's say, Sephardic products would jump out the window if you would hear this, okay? The brisker for it is, it's not pshat that until now it's blood and now it's petal. No, melicha is a matir, and therefore, even though it's really all blood, but after you kasher kedin, it's matir, the blood that comes out afterwards. Ad kan the brisker vort. So you have to know who you say this over to. According to this day. Don't before you start doing it. You know the Gemara in Chulin. Everything that's also you have the same thing, which is mutter, which has the same hana. Same thing. No, you know what I'm talking about? It's Gemara in Chulin. Eshes ish is also, grusha is mutter. Chazer is also. There's some fish that's kosher, where the brain of the fish tastes like chazer. There's a whole thing there. Need is also, but dam Torah is mutter. The right levels. He sowed in Yadus that the Torah doesn't want you not to be nana. It wants you to be mikadish the chomer, be nana betoch misker of the halacha. You're not supposed to be like a guy living in a monastery and suffering, right? The last line in Yerushalmi Kedushin. Guy is osi litain din v'cheshbon, any permissible hana he doesn't partake of. Okay.
Why shouldn't it be us or these? Like, well, the older we can't be.
What?
Heals from his and our homeless. That should be completely.
But he has other, but at the end he has a maramakum against that from Rashi. I said to Rashi.
If you're frustrated for that from the nice to Rashi, then you should look at it that older is possible. How could he be just more?
No, because it's not everybody there. There are days like that there. No, what did you say? Shar poskim, apparently it's machlokas. It's a machlokas there. Yeah. According to the Beis Halevi, it was part of the whole machlokas between Yitzchak and Rivka about the brachas, right? Yitzchak wanted to bless Esav, and Rivka wanted Yaakov to get the brachas. So the question is, like, he says he know what was going on here. So we know Kitzayid B'Fiv, used to ask him Shailas, Kesher Master HaMelech. On the other hand, he said, Akol Kol Yaakov, he had dying in the Esav. Look at Rashi. He spoke in Yechusa, he had Shem Shamayim, Shagur Apiv. So basically, there's a whole mahalach here. What are all the brachas? You ten cholim, Matalah, Shmayim, Shmani, Eretz. It's all gashmias, right? Yitzchak held Yaakov Ishtam Moshe Halim, right? So he doesn't need any gashmias. His brachas are for Esav. So and Rivka said no, he should get the gashmias. Just that when you look, the finally gives a bracha to Esav, right? Mitalah Shmayim Yeh Moshe Vecha. What's the difference? To Yaakov he gives the bailas. Esav, he says, you the one who uses it. So he says, I think that Pshat is, if it belongs to Esav, fine. If it belongs to Yaakov and Esav takes it, there's a kapar for Yaakov. That's one thing. And there's also you need the gashmias for mitzvahs, correct? But I think you can also say, I'm sure the Beis Halevi says it, that you're not supposed to, again, be totally mufka from gashmias. Just have to how to do it in the proper way, kedoshim to you. It's not like you don't need any of the gashmias. Yes, you know the Beis Halevi I'm talking about. Ayin Sham. This week's parsha. Tov. Next, Yud Beis. Chaber writes here after the first round. No difference what's on top and what's on the bottom. Vein chiluk with the el siman ayin with the common siman kufhei pasak esferas harashba. There he mechaber passes like the rashba. Lachalik b'meliach ben elyon l'tachton. So you see there he says no, that the bottom wins even by salt to the mechaber. V'tzorch loma, you have to say the dafka le'esor kula. It's only when you shine about the asa the whole thing. Dainu b'shaming yesh chiluk. So then the bottom cools off the top. One's salted and one's not, and one asa the whole thing. But here we're not talking about shaman yet. That's in Sivav. Aval lesser kedei klipa. But if you only talk about asking kedei klipa, go mekochesh where it's lean, ain't chiluk. Doesn't matter whether what's on top. Because why? Because even if the bottom wins and cools it off, right, it's still asus kedei klipa. So it's going to be aser anyway. The tatagover, you call makom klipa mei boy. You still have to take klipa. Kamo b'sif dalet. V'achi mashim b'divei rashba b'toras habayis hakotzer b'yeshulchan aruch. Fine. Next, Yud Gimel. Hilkach basar ugvina. Below shayach lameimar aidi detiri lebitari lemifla lo bala. You find Hilchas Melicha, as far as when it gives off blood, it doesn't absorb blood. Right? Or kabolo kach polta. If it goes in, it goes out the same way it went in. The dafki gabi dam armin hoki. These furs are only by dam. Abablo b'shar risurim, not like basar b'chad and other risurim. Kamosh kosva poskim b'kam b'duchti. Below k'yisur v'heter. Next. Hilchas Melicha, whatever. It's not a certain attributes. Okay.
How are we applying these to Basar B'Chalal?
We're not. I said you can't apply these furs here. These furs. Kabbalah kach poto and I told you the miflid. Lo bala, those furs don't apply by basar b'chal. That's why he doesn't talk about it. Yeah. Then Yud Dalet. Dahainu shatame yovesh. V'agar shar ridura shehevi beis Yosef mashma dechel levrach eno sheino mehutach. Soft chayla, which is not melted down, is not called a dover, so it's not called a liquid. V'chein hu ba'gos ashri, v'chein pasek b'marshal. Okay, neser atar, the tar, which is salted, right? It comes osir me'acher from the other piece, eno maluk, which is not ma. Which the salted one, which is kosher, comes also from the other one, which is eno maluk, which is not salted. Right? Because it's a liquid, umachas macho, it pulls out the taste out. Kain tzorach loma, that's the proper text. Below domi lebasa roseach shenafal to chalav. It's not like hot meat falls into cold milk. The oser ela kidei klipa, it only becomes oser a klipa, right? Because the bottom wins. Below armina de machmas resichasa boleis. You don't say because it's hot, it pulls the iser out from the liquid into the milk. That's which is next to it. The Hasam over there, Keva de Tata Gavar, since the bottom wins, right? Mitztanen Abasar, the meat gets cooled off. Avul Melicha lo shayach Tatar, but a Melicha there's no din of Tata Gavar. Now there's a problem over here. Why? Before, when the Shach talked about Tata Gavar and Ilah Gavar, correct? He said it doesn't apply because it's only talking about Asering K'dei Klipa. But where does it apply? When you want to ask the whole thing. He says in this Ramah here, we don't know what's fatty or not. We're talking about everything should be aser kedei 60, right? Then he's talking about this, and he says over here that if it's a liquid, it pulls the taste out. He says, why doesn't the bottom win, right? Correct? He says there's no ilah government tatar by salting. The question is, he was talking about asering the whole thing. There's a steer between these two shachs. Because the first shach says, Yilah Gover and Tatar Gover apply when you want to ask the whole thing. And here he says it doesn't apply. So, if you look in the Imre Bina here, he has a good answer. Can I just have another minute and a half? I'm probably running over time. If you look in Simon Kuf Hey, Seif Yud Aleph. You with me? Sif Yud Aleph in Kuf Hey. You with me? Hazeh Shamarna, Be'isr Merluch, Be'isr is salty. Ve'eter Tov, and the kosher is not salty. Shema Yashamen, if it's fatty, right? Oser Ad Shieh Bo Shishim Levatlo. It asks unless you have Shishim against the not kosher. Dafkik Shai Isra Merluch Lamat. It's only the salty one is on the bottom. Ve'eter Tov Lamatla, and the not salty one is on top. Mishum the Tator over the bottom ones. Avamahoya heter v'tov v'lamata v'isra maluach l'mala and oser kedei klipa, right? So he says the bottom wins, correct? Right? It's talking about answering the whole thing, and it applies by salted as well. Right? Ela kedei klipa, right? If it wouldn't be in fact top and bottom, it would answer the whole thing. It's shamei. So the bottom wins here, correct? That's like shach number 1. Hagah. V'yesh chokim. V'omrim demelicha ein chilek beinim lamala lamata. V'achinor. Ramah says what? That in melicha, when you want to ask the whole thing, the bottom wins, right? The bottom doesn't win, right? The bottom does not win, right? So the Ramah is like the second shach, correct? Right here, Yud Aleph, Kufay Yud Aleph. Right? So the bottom line is, that answers it. The first shach, are you in the tour or the shulchan? Where are you? Oh, I'll forget you. Okay? So, the first shach is on the Mechaber. So he holds that the bottom wins when you're talking about answering 60. That's shach number Yud Beis. Yud Beis is on the Mechaber. This shach over here is on the Ramah, who holds that it never applies. So that's the answer. There he's explaining the Mechaber, the appliance is explaining the Ramah. That is the answer to the stira. For next time, please, we'll be able to pick up from here, and please finish the simon. If you didn't follow the thing about the shachs being so, just please go over it. Okay?